Welcome to Reddit Tea Time. My 24 male and my girlfriend, 23 female, both want kids, but probably not for another 10 to 15 years to sort things out. That being the case, she got an IUD put in 2 weeks ago. I came with to drive her and sit with her while they put it in, but she also said she wanted me there so the doctor would actually listen to her. Still, I didn't want to butt in, so I mostly kept my mouth shut at first. She wanted actual pain meds for it, but all he gave her was a couple of Tylenol and then he started. Pretty much right away, she said the pain was really bad, and after he ignored her twice, I told him the same. He looks at me and not her and tells me she's fine, but she clearly wasn't since she had tears streaming down her face and she was squeezing my hand off. I just focused on trying to help her through the last few minutes, but his comment after he was done set me off. He tells her, "Listen, if you really want to have children, you're gonna have to learn to toughen up. You think that was bad? Try a C-section." I told him to stop being a jerk and that we're gonna report him. I got kicked out, but she did report him, though that's not likely to go anywhere since there isn't any proof. My girlfriend is fine with how I handled it. It's her sister that's causing issues. She's a nurse, and when she found out about what happened, she got pissed, and the next time she saw me, she said I had no right to speak to a doctor that wasn't my own, and people complaining about pain is why we have an opioid crisis. She thinks I should have just kept my mouth shut and thinks the doctor was right. Maybe I should learn to keep my mouth shut more. Now for some comments. Not the bonehead. It's a well-known fact that doctors dismiss and belittle pain and other medical problems women suffer. You stood up for your girlfriend as you should. Not the bonehead. You might not realize it yet, but you just witnessed how women are treated by a lot of doctors. Women can't express pain or discomfort because they're exaggerating. They can't ask for pain meds without getting accused of being an addict. They can't seek help for dark thoughts without being treated like a child. It's sad women need to have a male figure in a room with them so they aren't ignored or talked over. And you're a witness, so your voice should be heard in any complaint. And her sister is just plain wrong. Letting doctors get away with things like this only makes things worse. Thanks for being her advocate. Not the bonehead. Really not the bonehead. IUDs can really hurt. Plus, when you're having a baby, your body spends months getting itself ready. My advice is for your girlfriend to find a new gyno. I lived with idiopathic dysmenorrhea for almost 20 years before I found a gyno that sympathized enough to justify a hysterectomy. And pain isn't the reason for the opioid epidemic. Improper use is the reason. Your girlfriend would probably have been fine with a single Valium plus the Tylenol. On Monday, my 7-year-old son came home missing his front tooth. It was a bit wiggly, but not ready to be pulled. I asked what happened, and he showed me his baby tooth in a baggie and said the nurse pulled it out. WTF? I emailed his teacher, and he said my son was wiggling it a lot and asked him if his tooth was about to fall out. My son said he didn't know and sent him to the nurse. He said he was expecting her to look and to call if it was ready to come off. Instead, she pulled it out, and my son was not comfortable with it. He said it hurt. I spoke with her today and said she had zero business doing that. She said his tooth was pretty loose and she was worried he might swallow it. I said, then why didn't you call me? You are not a dentist and you caused him pain. She said she's been a school nurse for years. I said, then you should have known better and you're a disgrace and unprofessional. I did go to the vice principal, who confirmed that it is not within a school nurse's scope to pull teeth and she should have notified me instead. She was pissed off that the school nurse didn't even send a note that he saw her with this standard. She did tell me I could have toned down the daddy bear a bit. Now for some comments. OMG, not the bonehead. I'm horrified on your son's behalf. That is not okay in any way, OP. Not the bonehead. I believe under common law, a school nurse can't do that without express permission or in an emergent situation, which does not seem to apply here at all. I hope she learns from this, but sorry your son had to be the example that will teach her. Not the bonehead. She did something she was not clear to do, which I'm pretty sure is illegal. What if the tooth wasn't fully ready to come out and something had gone wrong? Your son told you he felt pain plus he was scared. He's likely to never want to go to her again. So don't take it down. Report her. Wow, this post is full of ridiculous boneheads itself. People screaming, file a lawsuit, file complaints with the Board of Nursing. It's assault or crazy. It was a loose baby tooth. You're the bonehead, OP. What? Every parent in this world helps their kid lose their baby teeth. Not many of them are dentists. Even if the nurse should have contacted you before, it's not that bad that he got it out. You would have pulled it out anyway at home. You're the bonehead. You don't need to be a dentist to help a kid with a loose baby tooth. She's the school nurse. Have some respect. If a dentist was needed, she would have called one. If a janitor had done it, I might have been a bit miffed, but to yell at a school nurse like that makes you the bonehead. This is not a major medical procedure. You should have thanked the nurse for helping him out and making sure he got the tooth. Otherwise, he might have eaten it with his lunch or accidentally swallowed it, and that can actually cause harm. She caused him pain. We've all survived the trauma of losing our baby teeth. A few of us had a nurse around when it happened. Calm down. Hello, Reddit. For the past 2 weeks, I've been at my dad's. My older sister is like super into decor. She went to college for home design and has slowly been redoing our house for our mom. She's paying for it all, so everyone has been super grateful. When I came back from my dad's, she told me she had a surprise for me. I was pretty nervous. I hate surprises, like more than your average person. She took me upstairs and my room has been redecorated. I had a bit of a screaming breakdown. I hate it so much. I have collections and everything was organized. She's moved it all. She even got rid of some of my stuff. I had a really firm mattress and she's replaced it with a memory foam one. I used to have carpets and dark walls and now I have wood floors and everything is like a really vibrant blue. I mean, it's probably a nice room if you're not me. I just freaking hate it. My bed is uncomfortable, my floor is cold, my walls hurt my eyes, and none of my things are where they're supposed to be. My mom kind of ushered everyone out when I was freaking out and came back in when I was calmer. She told me my behavior was unacceptable and that I needed to apologize. I did and then slept on the couch that night. The morning after, my sister tried to act like nothing had happened, but I was still really annoyed. She then said, "Aren't you going to say thank you?" I told her no, I hate it and I hate you for changing it. It was extreme, but I can't explain how awful the room made me feel. My mom was annoyed and yelled a bit, so I ended up calling my dad, who is now pissed. He and my mom hate each other, so now everyone is just angry, and I don't really know what was my fault and what wasn't. I've been slowly moving my collections to his house, and now he's coming so I can move the remaining ones fully. Anyway, the house has been tense as all hell since. I haven't apologized to my sister and she's really hurt. I feel a little bad, but not really. Am I the bonehead? I feel like I was a little justified, but she was just trying to be nice. Now for some comments. Not the bonehead. You don't redecorate someone's private space without their consent. There's no excuse for throwing some of your stuff away. Is there any way you can get it back? OP replied, no. Thankfully, it wasn't super important. I like keeping everything, like McDonald's toys and stuff. Still sad to see it gone though. Not the bonehead. Seriously, if your sister wants to do this professionally, half the job is to understand the client's taste, not do whatever the F you as the designer likes. If this was something your mom wanted, your sister should have worked with both of you to find some common ground like real designers would do. OP replied, I think because she's paying for it all, she likes to take the reins, which is something she can't do with her clients and stuff. There is a few people in the comments saying you should be grateful. No, your sister didn't redecorate this room for you. She did it for herself. If she did it for you, she would have had your tastes, preferences, and style in mind, gotten your consent, and at the bare minimum, not literally thrown out your belongings. She didn't even consider that getting a soft bed for someone who preferred hard mattresses would be an issue. She clearly just went with what she liked, and that's selfish. You apologized to your sister the first time you blew up, and instead of being apologetic herself, she's only annoyed that you didn't like it. Even tried sassing you for a thank you. A thank you for what? Ruining everything you loved about your room and tossing some of your belongings out? She hasn't apologized for doing what she did, so why would you need to apologize again? Anyone doing home design would know that the client they're decorating for needs to feel comfortable in their environment, and their tastes are an integral part of decorating. She didn't consider your feelings in this. Not the bonehead. OP replied, she spent a bunch of money, so I think she wanted a thank you for that. I didn't want to say it though, because I'm not thankful. So basically, I, 27 female, got a tattoo related to my favorite movie. I have multiple other tattoos too. The thing is, my fiance's 29 male father, 54 male, hates this movie to the guts. Like, literally. I didn't really care about it, I just never mentioned it to him like ever, knowing he hates it. I got this tattoo on my arm and he obviously noticed, but didn't tell me a word about it. He called my fiance, who got mad and yelled at me for disrespecting his father's opinion, and told me he's threatening to not come to our wedding and cut us off completely. My fiance didn't even have a problem with this tattoo at first, only now and asking me to go remove it. To add, I planned this tattoo years before I met my fiance and I didn't get it done to upset his father, which I was accused of. My parents learned about the situation and they're on my side, saying it's not that big of a deal, and my father-in-law has nothing to do with my body anyway. Am I the bonehead for getting the tattoo? Edit. The tattoo is the Mockingjay from the Hunger Games. Now for some comments. Not the bonehead, but it sounds like you have a fiancé problem as well. He should have told father-in-law that it's your body, your choice. Why does father-in-law care about a tattoo on your arm, so much so that he's threatening to cut you off? Father-in-law sounds unhinged. And knowing that it's a Mockingjay, I'm even more confused by father-in-law's response. Does father-in-law believe it's an actual capital offense? Not the bonehead, and think very carefully about marrying a man who thinks your choice of tattoo is disrespectful of his father. He should be telling his dad to wind his neck in, not telling you to remove the tattoo. Not the bonehead. Your body, your choice. If you love the tattoo, that's what's important. You can cover it with makeup on your wedding day if it's a huge issue. Not the bonehead. The good news is you found out how spineless your fiancé is before the wedding. Don't marry a guy who is mad at you because his dad is having a tantrum. What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. If you like these stories, please consider subscribing. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next Reddit story. In the meantime, please take care of yourself. Bye for now.